10 legitimate declarations have been made. They have been laid over to the CEO. That is the law. The National Recon comes in under a constitutional provision, and the purpose that it is serving is to examine what happened on that day. And the question as to whether it could replace the 10 declarations, I don't know of any law upon which that could be premised in order to do that.
So after all this, the results will still be the same, and if there should be any change, you have to go back to the court.
All I'm saying is that from where I stand, I don't know of any law that could determine the outcome of this national recount. The recounts that we had were all under the existing election laws.
So once you said that Mr. Mingle's declaration is valid, is legal,
legitimate, it's valid.
Legitimate, and your party has raised several anomalies. What implications will those have on Mr. Mingle's declaration?
Whose party raised anomalies?
Your party, sir.
In relation to what?
The recount.
Well, it depends. I'm saying, I don't know if that's what you're addressing, which is really a good point. Irrespective of where the anomalies come up, if they affect one vote or the other, or one party or the other, it doesn't make a difference. They all impact on the issue of credibility, on the credibility of the elections.
Mr. Williams,
you might find that in certain opposition so-called strongholds, they are really monstrous, you know? But at the end of the day, it goes to the credibility factor of the elections.
Mr. Williams, your party intends to approach the commission for a meeting. Mr. Norton yesterday said that there were patterns and trends of anomalies against the coalition in PPP stronghold. And in one instance, he did mention that there were several ballots cast in favor of the coalition that were not stamped with the 6-digit stamp. And he said this was a trend that they were noticing in PPP stronghold as it working against the coalition. How your party intends to address that issue? Because I think GECOM is already in their basket of issues, said that once it is not stamped, that the vote will be rejected.
Well, that's not GECOM, that's what the electoral laws say, right? And the trend is to show you that there could have been in those areas collusion to ensure that these ballots that might be in our favor are not stamped. Don't forget, these elections were attended by a lot of apparent omissions, and from other people's positions, they might not be omissions, they might be considered deliberate. I know of ballots, 101 box unmarked. So a lot of these things are deliberate.
So for clarification again, you're saying that there is no law that you know of, or in Guyana's law that says or say what to do with the new results from a recount as against the declared results that GECOM currently
Yes, because as I said, our law didn't cater for national recount. GECOM has, pursuant to what the leader of the opposition, the president, and CARICOM had sought to get some clarification of the existing with all the noise that was made. That, look, let's see how we could get GECOM to look at this system and see what happened. basically that's what is the exercise. But since you had to pull this out and lay it on a limb in the Constitution to serve that purpose, they won't be supporting infrastructure for that in the sense of electoral laws. But when you look at the election laws as they exist in the Representation of the People Act and also in the Election Laws Amendment Act, there is a structure. And that's why the opposition was trying to confuse it by saying this national recount must use the same provisions within the structure established by the Representation of the People Act and the Election Laws Amendment Act. But it's not so. They come under one system and structure, the existing laws. And so GECOM had to erect, GECOM would have to build in rules for the purposes of this national recount, because none exists. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. So if you actually go to a courtroom and you want to assess what is the system right now, what's the situation, let's look at the 10 declarations. They have occurred within the Representation of the People Act, the provisions thereof. What do you do with them? Could they be rendered nugatory by a national recount? You have to look to law to see if that could be done. I haven't found any. But when you look to the law that could render those declarations nugatory, the law that's provided for that is after you finalize the elections, you have to file an election petition. And in that, you declare that the 10 declarations were not legitimate, or they were invalid, and the like.
Is the party likely to take a legal recourse should the Commission venture to use the results from the recount?
Well, we examine everything as they come up. I mean, from where I stand, I actually have a position on this matter, but as it's ongoing, we will deal with it as it unfolds.
So are you going to share the position? Because what I want to know, let me just finish it. From your party's perspective, based on your observations that were seen and the things that they noted before with dead persons vote and persons migrated, let's just say for every box there were 4 such instances, and 4 by the amount of boxes is close to about 10,000 votes. So that would amount to about 2 more seats or so. How would your party deal with a case like that, should that happen, if you're saying that there's no law providing that it cannot rely on the recount results?
I think the national recount serves the purpose of highlighting what occurred on election day. That's what it does. And so far, it has shown clearly massive deficiencies on the part of the opposition. So much that one could conclude that the opposition has gerrymandered the elections. But let's say they attempted to, because the results have not been announced already. But as I said, the elections are substantially completed. We are at the stage where the CEO has to take the 10 declarations to a duly constituted meeting of GECOM. And then GECOM at that stage would be confronted on the completion of the national recount. They would be armed with the national recount, the 10 declarations, when they go into that meeting. And they will make their decision.
Attorney General, is the coalition changing its position that it will rely on the results and abide by the results of the national recount?
Well, we abide by the results when the results are correlated with the declarations or what has happened up to now with the general and regional elections. It's only one general and regional elections we have. There's one structure within the general and regional elections are executed. So there's no parallel structure. So the results of the national recount will have to go to GECOM in accordance with the next steps of the system that is there to complete the elections. And as I said, the next step would be to go to a duly constituted meeting of GECOM, where GECOM would have a panoramic view, having had the 10 declarations, and also the whatever report comes out from the National Recon.
This is not
As I said, there are no National Recon. There are rules telling you what to do, but those 10 declarations are under the election laws.
And you think that this change in position would only be due to the anomalies that you're speaking about, and not just, let's say, the ballots show that it's not in the coalition's favor, which you're saying is because that the change in that position would be because of the anomalies that may have resulted in the ballots not being in the coalition's favor.
But don't forget, that's the difference. This system is not just simply counting the ballots. This system, it's one in which you look at poll books. You look and see how many people GECOM fixed to vote at a polling station and how many voted. It's a system in which you have to look at the discrepancies which occur. You purport to have ballots, but they are unmarked, etc. So it's a holistic approach that they have. It's not just simply counting the ballots, because as I said before, if you have 188 persons fixed by GECOM to vote at the polling station and 259 voted, what do? You just, if the PPP says all you have to do is count ballots, so you just take out the ballots and you count past 188 or 199 and go down the line to 259, and then what? PPP wins the box. AFC wins the box. So what you do with excess voting? That's common sense, you know.
Have there been such cases?
Have there been cases like that? Certainly.
Such large extent that it has been.
Yes, I know of a case in Mahaica where 188 people were slated to vote and 259 voted.
And your party agent would have raised that as a concern.
Raised that where?
During the recall.
Which recon? Now?
So when did that number came
Now they will do it now. Well, it will have to be addressed now. But that's on the East Coast. I think they're doing East Bank right now. No, not to worry. They have a lot more of that to come.
You said that
We have situations where our votes have been given to other parties. We have situations where our vote has been given to ANOG, 338 or so. We have a situation where a presiding officer posted results that show we had no votes, when in fact we had about 277. So these things will come up.
So these things these numbers that you're mentioning, where are you getting them from? If not them?
Where would they come from? We would have had them from our SOP in the beginning. That's how we know.
But your party is not released your SOPs. So.
We don't have, there's the only SOPs that are relevant under our electoral laws are the SOPs in the possession of GECOM. And that's why we are concerned if GECOM, a PO for GECOM posts up a statement of poll that shows we had no votes, when in fact our agents have 277 for us. It's obviously a matter for concern, but we know these things. You know, we have statement of polls to that effect.
Well, you said the 10 declarations are, you're saying that they're legal, right? And the recount is showing something different. How can you still want the GECOM to use those declarations?
Why are the declarations legal? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why are they legal?
Tell me.
Were they made under something that doesn't exist? Those declarations came out of the system of electoral laws that we have. That's why they're legitimate. It's only an election petition could say they're not. Thank you, Ron.